Hello, Nyojong, and welcome. And we are live today with Panya on the Journey podcast. So today's topic of conversation is the journey of rediscovering who we are through entrepreneurship. Because we all know that when we start something new, we tend to get lost, and then we eventually find our way because we go seeking for those answers, right? So today I have two special guests with me that will be joining me here in a little bit, and they will share their own personal journey on rediscovering themselves as they travel through this entrepreneurship or this journey of theirs their lives as they become who they are today. And I will bring them on. Hello, ladies. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. And I'm streaming live from Minnesota. So, I will have my business partners share a little bit about themselves and where they're streaming live from. And Marissa, you can go first.
Hello, everyone. Marissa's here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marissa. I am streaming live here from California. I am also a digital business owner here on the platform. I'm excited to be here and to be joined with two beautiful ladies here. Um, Professionally, I also work as a medical billing specialist, and I've been in that field for the last 7 years. Of course, there's a lot of history come with the job. I loved it, but at the same time, eventually you just feel like it's time to move on for something better and more life fulfilling. So I hopped into the business and I loved it. I've been in here for about a little over a year. I'm still learning new things. There's still a lot of new challenges to, worked on, but I love here being part of the community, learning new things, tap into so many different potentials that it's available for myself and for the team. It's definitely amazing. The most amazing part is that I have a very, very supportive community. So I really love that. It doesn't only feel that you get the help that you needed, but there's also that emotional support, that bond that we created, through time differences because we are living in different time zones and we're all around the world. We have a lot of global people around here, so it's amazing to have such a supportive community with like-minded individuals here on the platform. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Say,
Hello, everyone. Annyeong. My name is Tay. I'm super excited to be here with these two successful and beautiful ladies also. For those of you who don't know me, I am a business coach. I am a mom, a wife, and I am also a mentor, digital business owner, and full-time, by the way. And I am streaming live to you from Arizona. So thank
welcome,
you.
ladies. Thank you for both being here. And tonight, as I shared earlier, we'll be sharing our journey of rediscovering who we are through entrepreneurship. And the very first question of the night is obviously our title, right? As we grown or traveled through, it's kind of like traveling. I keep wanting to say travel through time for some reason in my brain right now, but I'm going to use it anyway, right? Because it feels like we're traveling through time because like Marissa shared, she's been in the business for about a year now, and then Tay's been in business for a couple years, even though she didn't mention it, but it's okay. She's grown uh, far and has developed, growth and rediscovering herself. Ever since you guys started this business, how have you overcome or discovered yourself within our online business?
Marissa, I'll let you do the honor.
I go first.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's actually a lot of things to discover. I don't even know what to start with. I feel like I'm in the hot seat right now. But it's definitely when you're in a very comfortable, settling place, and of course, there's nothing wrong with comfort. I love comfort the most of anything. I love
Mm.
comfort, relaxing, chilling, being in my own little space, in my own little zone without no distraction. But at the same time, when you limit yourself to such a little space, it kind of limit your vision and your goals and your life expectancy of wanting greater things, right? Of exploring, of growing, of learning. You kind of limit yourself. So when I came into the business, I kind of have to rediscover myself, have to kind of relearn certain things. Um, I came, into the business with a very negative, mindset. Not that I was skeptical about the business or that I didn't trust in the business. I had a little bit of hindsight of what the business was, so I wasn't skeptical about it. But I think what I meant negative was I had a lot of doubt within myself. I didn't know if I was worth for success. I didn't know if I was worthy of receiving all these blessings and, all these great things in life because my goals and my mindset wasn't so far fetched where I believe in all that in myself. And being part of a certain environment or surrounding yourself with all of these negative stuff, it really clouded your mind and put you in this little gray area where you're not too sure of how to really navigate or go out of that bubble. So now you create this certain space where you know it's safe and it's comfortable and you can be in that little bubble and where nobody can harm you. So I was stuck in that little space, and at the same time I was at my prior job. I actually had a new job. I've been at that job. This July will be my first year of my new job, so I'm excited for that too. And like I said, I professionally I'm a medical billing specialist, and I love that job because it's almost kind of like helping people. And so I do love that job, but at the same time there was a lot of professional burnout behind it because the extra workload, or not being appreciative of the work, not getting guidance, not having great teamwork, being filled with people who just like to complain about all the negative stuff. And then it just puts you down because you're thinking like, okay, at home I'm dealing with stuff, and then I go to work and then I deal with stuff there, and I'm like, okay, oh my goodness, this so much negativity. But when I came into the business, everything in the business is all about, learning about yourself, trusting yourself, having faith in yourself, and having that guidance and moving forward. It's all about looking forward and leaving all that behind you, that negativity, being able to come out of your bubbles and say that if you fail today, it's okay to say that it's okay. It's okay to
Mm.
feel vulnerable and validate your emotions and validate your experiences, because we are here to guide, to support, and to validate that every part of your journey, whether it is a bad decision or a good decision, they marks a certain success in your life. They create little opportunities and milestone for you to grow and learn and to reevaluate yourself. And I think that's one of the things that kind of opened my minds, and especially opened my eyes to where I didn't know where to navigate in that area. And I really got
Mm.
a lot of that guidance. So I felt a lot of like spiritual uplifting in the business, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Because it really brought me back to my faith, where I really connected with myself and I really connected with the business. I connected with a lot of the business partner here, listening to their stories and their testimonies and gaining that inspiration and that a little bit of that motivation to keep moving forward, to keep growing, to keep learning. And eventually you tap into certain skills and potential that you probably don't even know that you have. And it's so amazing and eye opening that, there's so many potential within a certain individuals that if we allowed ourselves to tap into that, that power that we hold, it's so powerful and valuable and important. But we're just so shy, or, so scared of the fear of the unknown, of being uncomfortable. So I think that kind of what's holding ourselves back is we hold ourselves back the most rather than the fear of other people's unknown, right? So
Mm-hmm.
being able to relearn things and reevaluate things about myself or rediscover myself was the biggest thing that I think I found in this business.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you for sharing your journey of rediscovering. Say,
Wow, Marissa, that's amazing. And you are right. It does feel really like you've discovered your soul, what your soul purpose is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like who you are truly meant to be, what you're truly meant to do on this planet Earth, right? It kind of sounds weird to say that, but it's like you are right. It's kind of like that. And everything that you said I resonated with, because for me, when I started this business, to be quite honest, I was just doing what I thought um, I was supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every day before this business, I would just go to work and pay the bills and take care of the responsibilities. And I mean, honestly, I didn't even stop to think about what I actually wanted out of life until I was so into that routine of like, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm functioning on autopilot.
Right.
And then like, I was just so used to like also operating on survival, right? Like that survival mode of
Mm-hmm.
um, just needing to go to work because your life just depended on that paycheck, and not even realizing how disconnected I was, or I've become from not just my family, but from myself and my goals and my identity and my voice. Like I just didn't even think of those things before this business. And when I started this business journey, it was a real eye opener for me too. It actually helped me to rediscover the parts of uh, me that I didn't even know that I buried so deep inside. Like when I always talk about how when we were kids, we had so many dreams, like such big dreams that we just didn't believe anything else but that the dream was real, right? And but we
Mm-hmm.
buried that when once we grew up to be adults. And I've learned the biggest, most important things I've learned to trust myself more since I started the business. And like you said, believe that I was worthy, right? And believe that I'm capable of doing things I never thought possible to. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just learning about business through this journey, I'm actually learning about myself, figuring out what my purpose is in life, and just rediscovering me again after all of those like conditioning, social norm conditioning you to like work, sleep, get up, go to work.
Right.
And so that's why I love this business, because it's really it's the money is good, okay, but it's really who you become at the end of that journey that really makes a big difference. And when you heal from the inside out, and
Mm-hmm.
it's it's just an amazing feeling that I never expected, and or thought that through entrepreneurship, you never really see the clarity in your path, in your purpose, and you are not as confident, right? You find confidence, you find clarity, you find purpose again. And I'm only sharing from my experience, and I'm sure I speak for all of us in here, but through this journey, I found all of that. And it's still a journey, I have to tell you though, because I'm still learning, okay? But I feel like I'm heading in the direction that actually aligns with who I truly am, and heading into the direction of the lifestyle that I truly want through this business. And I know that I know again, I'm not the only one who feels that way for it, because I'm sure I'm speaking for us on this panel the same way that we all feel the same way. And it's just an amazing feeling because, again, like I said, you don't see your worth, you don't see your value because you let somebody else decide your value and your job, right? Every year at the end of the year, when it comes to like what do they call it now, the evaluation thing at the end of the year.
performance reviews.
Yes, those. I don't miss those, and I definitely don't, because through this business you get to decide your value, because You get to decide what you're worthy of, how much you're worth, how much you want to make, and who you want to be, right? Authentically you, and have fun with it, and being really truthful with yourself on where you want to go in life. So yeah, it's a really good journey of rediscovering. I could say more, but I'd love to hear from you too, Panya. What how has it impacted you too?
Yes. Well, thank you very much for sharing your journey, and I can relate to what you two ladies share tonight. Coming into this new online platform, I was very not skeptical about the business, but skeptical about the online world, because we all know that back in the 2000 age, right, where online was becoming a thing, and that's when all the scammers were coming out and all that stuff. So that's what slowed me down a little bit at the most, because at that time I was also starting my little family and everything in between. And then I was just like, it's not for me. And then eventually I turned around and be like, I'm not gonna let those um, incidents or previous stories let that affect me in starting something new or something that will benefit me in the long run. And you both talked a little bit about, the community mindsets and financial. So all of those play a key factor into it. And at the beginning, it was rough for me. So my journey of rediscovering definitely took a little bit longer. But like we all always share comfort. Comfort was something that I was very comfortable with, and for me, for being the kind of dinosaur, not I mean, I'm not a dinosaur, but sometimes when I think about change, I was one of those where who refused to do change, right? Or allowed myself to learn that new change because somebody else wanted change. So um, in my previous position, I quickly learn from that, right? Because of all the colleagues that I was around, they challenged me to get out of that comfortness, right, and be more brave and everything in between. But eventually, as the years went on, we fall back into comfort because we were there for so long, and eventually, you know, as the months went on, I was like, okay, maybe this is for me, um, and then like Marissa said, I started having doubts, right? And then all of that just took everything like a blanket, and it just rolled up. And then I just hid for a few months, and then eventually I got kicked in the butt and been like, wake up, and then I finally woke up. I found myself. I rediscovered myself personally on a personal note, and like both of my business partners said, it does this business does give you more than just a business mindset, and you do really just rediscover yourself. And I on the first hand witnessed that in myself, and for somebody who is a strict minded person will refuse to see that, right? Because for the longest time I refused to see change in myself, and as I allow myself to let my barriers down, I get to see that, oh my goodness, I don't need to be that kind of person, right? I need that room to grow, and this business allowed that, gave me that horizon to go beyond that. So um if like say share if we could talk, we will probably talk all day, but that's just a little snippet about our personal journey in finding ourselves within our personal and business on this side of the entrepreneurship and the online business. um So, with that being said, ladies, what is one advice that you guys can share with our audience tonight before we end?
Tay,
Marissa?
I'll let you go
Okay.
since you are the coach.
Okay.
I
I
love
can
some
start.
advice from you too.
I can, fair enough. I can start this time because I called you out the first time. But advice, right? How to start this business. You know, the first step is just to check it out. register on the ladies' website underneath their name here to find out for yourself, because they'll personally send you information on next steps. And if that's what you want to do, right, to start this business with them, or to just come in and learn and do your due diligence, right? Because like we said, the journey of entrepreneurship isn't just about business. It's a tool for transformation, and it challenges you to grow, to question the limits you've placed on yourself, right? And to reconnect with the version of you that you used to dream about, or the big dreams that you left behind as a kid. And it challenges you to believe yourself and believe in your capabilities deeper, right? And to take bold action. So the first step is just to take the first step. And this business, like the lady said tonight, it has all the resources to help you with your mindset to set your business up, right? From our comprehensive training platform has all of the trainings to help you, and just you just have to take it and run with it. And so come check it out for yourself. It's no obligations, and find do your due diligence. You never know what your purpose is. If you've already figured out your purpose, perfect. If not, and you're still looking, and you're seeing this come across your screen, it's probably, and you stop scrolling a little bit, you should stop scrolling. You should watch it a little bit. And you should check it out, because there's signs everywhere. So pay attention to the signs, because you never know if that sign is the one that's telling you, or that's leading you to your dream life. So that's all I got to say, is just take the first step and give yourself permission to say yes.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, signs are definitely a thing that I didn't believe in until I think this year it happened at the very beginning of the new year. My husband and I went out because it was my birthday, and there was eagles. We generally don't see eagles up, bald eagles up here in where we are. So one day, out of the blue, we just saw two eagles literally flying over near our house. And I was like, oh my goodness, honey, that is my sign to really wake up and start um, pushing myself to succeed more and challenge myself to be more than what I used to be in the last couple of years that I've been, right? Um, and it's because of this business that has allowed me that room for growth and allow me that room for challenging myself, being able to be comfortable in my own skin, even more, especially um, with everything that's going on, right? So this online business gives us not just financial, income coming in, but it gives us an awesome community of global business partners from the other side of the world as well. We do have some of those, but as you see tonight, we have one from Arizona and one from California tonight online with us, with me and you guys. And um, it teaches you so much. Just you know, like say share, sign up below in our email, our website below, and reach out, and we will go from there. We would love to answer any questions you have as well, and it's simple and it's free, right? It doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, thank you, ladies, very much for joining me here tonight, sharing your own personal journey of rediscovering yourselves in our online business. So, with that being said, thank you to the audience for tuning in live, or to those that are catching the replay. Drop a comment below or follow us for more information. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.